Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A Warren City councilman is under police investigation tonight for allegedly trying to cuff someone over a sticker he didn't like.
Well, something stinks in Northville, and now Michigan's Attorney General is taking the owners of this landfill to court.
Southeast Michigan storm threat starting to calm down, but we are now bracing for a big drop in temperatures. Storms rolling across the metro area have been in a real hurry. Moving them along has been mostly a positive thing, I'd say.
Yeah, Ben's had a Storm Tracker 4 working extra.
Yeah, guys, the business end of that cold front rolled through here earlier today. I should say the front is still off to the west, but the storms are done with us right now. We still have some areas of showers right along that front. You see those starting to get going there in parts of Lapeer and Sanilac counties. And even though there may be a couple downpours embedded in there and maybe a couple lightning strikes as well, we're not anticipating anything strong or severe with what is left. And that front should be clearing here by about 8, 9 o'clock, and then that'll be it for the rain. But behind that, that's where the temperatures are going to start to drop. You can see storm reports here over the last 6 hours. We've had multiple areas, especially in the north zone, where we've had trees and power lines down, even some 1-inch hail around Milan in our south zone earlier this afternoon. And then the weekend looks like this. High temperatures will be in the 50s both days, but barely getting there. Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at dry conditions, but our next chance of rain will roll in late. We'll talk more about the timing of that. And of course, Halloween is in your 7-day forecast. If you want to see it early, it is in the Local Forecasters app. 10-day outlook, tonight's radar, and everything else you need, all in the Local Forecasters app, free in your app store by searching WDIV. Guys?
Okay, Ben. Now to a local councilman under scrutiny over an alleged incident involving a supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah, police are looking into a claim that Eddie Kabasinski, who represents Warren's 5th district on the council, handcuffed a woman over a sticker she put on a Trump sign. Local 4 Defender Sean Lay with more on the case and also the reaction from the mayor.
Well, good evening. Let's make this clear. Councilmember Eddie Kabasinski's case is with the Macomb County Prosecutor's Office. He has not been charged. We've spent all day long trying to track him down so he can tell his side of the story. We haven't heard from him, but we are all ears and ready to tell his side of the story. But here's what we're learning about this case right now.
You're not the police?
Really?
Yeah.
Not the police.
Yeah, show me your badge. Okay. Now. That says military police.
The Local 4 defenders are told that is Warren City Council member Eddie Kabasinski appearing to represent himself as a police officer as President Trump supporters got into it with counter-protesters at an event in September. Now, this police report obtained by the defenders, another rally October 14th in East Point. Police say Council member Kabasinski is under investigation. A woman says he chased her down and handcuffed her after she stuck Black Lives Matter stickers on a President Trump sign. Lindsay Parton lives in Kabasinski's Warren Southern District.
His actions are embarrassing, and we want him out. He's got to go.
Where she's watched the council members' behavior during council meetings.
These communists, Marxists, and socialists are committing high crime offenses of treason in our country.
She's also part of the political action group Swarm, who today released a statement making it clear how they feel about Kabasinski.
He's got to go.
And Warren Mayor Jim Fouts now weighing in with the defenders about a council person under investigation for allegedly cuffing a woman. But he's not a police officer.
No, he's not a police officer. He's not a mayor. He is a councilman.
If he is charged criminally in this, what happens here with his role as council member?
Well, I wouldn't think the two would be mixed. No one is above the law.
I checked with law enforcement asking if a citizen can handcuff another citizen, and law enforcement says absolutely not. I spoke to the woman who was handcuffed a short time ago. She says she was shaken up, but she's just fine right now tonight. In Warren, Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders.
Okay, Sean, the next Warren City Council meeting, by the way, is this Tuesday, or next week. It will be Tuesday, 7 p.m. It'll be held virtually. The group Swarm, which Sean mentioned in the piece, is asking protesters to flood the feed with requests to censure and remove the councilman. We'll be following.
Michigan's Attorney General calls it a public nuance, and today Dana Nessel filed a lawsuit against the company that runs the Arbor Hills landfill. Neighbors in Northville have been complaining for years about the awful smell. Priya Mann has a closer look.
That's the landfill behind me, and from this vantage point, it looks picturesque. But the families who live here say at times the stench from that landfill is unbearable.
I want them to go outside and play in the playground. I want to have a backyard barbecue where I don't have to smell this stuff.
Families in the Ridgewood Elementary community in Northville have been dealing with noxious smells emanating from the Arbor Hills landfill for years.
I would walk out and my family and I would ask, what is that smell? We'd be in our garage and we'd wonder, do we have a gas leak? What's happening? Is it safe for us to go outside?
Hundreds have called their reps, attended town halls, and signed petitions. And on Friday, AG Dana Nessel filed a lawsuit against Advanced Disposal.
This site has been a public nuisance for years, and the potential threat to the health of nearby residents we believe to be quite significant. So at this juncture, legal action is clearly a necessity.
Nessel says the landfill failed to ensure gas collection systems met state and federal requirements to control the emission of air pollutants, and that there's concerns about potential groundwater contamination.
I started my journey with a few parents in this community, and today we stand as a state.
Parents of students at Ridgewood Elementary, which sits near the landfill, have been speaking out for years.
Today, Northville has proven that regardless of your political background, religion, culture, or even educational background, together we made a difference.
Families say the lawsuit is just the first step. They want to make sure Advanced Disposal will not be allowed to expand.
Are you kidding me with the track record these guys have? Now we're talking that maybe they could expand across the street? This is ridiculous.
Theoretically, if the landfill comes into compliance, EGLE, the state's regulatory agency, couldn't deny them a permit. So for these families, preventing an expansion means changing the laws, and that means their battle will take them to Lansing. In Northville, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
And Nessel says the state is looking for significant fines and that if Advanced Disposal Services don't comply, they want them shut down. We've not yet heard back from the company. Checking today's coronavirus headlines, the state is confirming 1,826 new cases of COVID-19, and sadly, 18 more people have died in Michigan from the virus.
Winter high school sports in Michigan will start on time, according to the MHSAA, which says guidelines will be in place to limit the spread of COVID-19. For example, events that usually feature teams from several schools, such as wrestling meets, will now have a limit of 4 schools per event. 4. Practices for winter sports traditionally start in early November, with games starting anywhere from mid-November to early December. Schedule intact right now.
A new study out of the University of Washington reveals 49% of Americans say they always wear a mask in public. The study suggests if that number went up to 95%, 100,000 lives could be saved through next February. But the researchers conclude that if the current trend continues, the U.S. will reach 1 million COVID deaths in that same span of time.
Now to Decision 2020, with about a week and a half until Election Day. President Trump set to return to Michigan next week. His campaign says he's going to hold a rally on Tuesday at Capitol Airport in Lansing. Right now, the president's in Florida, just finished speaking at a rally in the Villages. Later this evening, scheduled to hold another rally in Pensacola. The president will spend the night at his Mar-a-Lago Golf Club in West Palm Beach, where tomorrow morning he's expected to cast an early ballot there in that city. Earlier today at the White House, the president announced Sudan and Israel have agreed to normalize diplomatic relations. As for the former Vice President, Joe Biden, his first post-debate event was in Wilmington, Delaware, gave a speech devoted to the COVID-19 pandemic, during which he blasted President Trump for quitting on any serious attempt to battle the virus. If elected, Biden says he'll implement an aggressive, science-based plan to battle the pandemic. He's expected to hold 2 campaign events tomorrow, both in Pennsylvania. Biden camp announced today his running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, will be making a stop, by the way, in Detroit this Sunday, though we're still awaiting word on both location and time.
The Biden campaign getting some high-profile support today here in Detroit from someone outside of politics.
Music star Lizzo, who hails from our area, came out to support the Democratic ticket. She took the mic and urged everyone to go vote. And then she sat down for a one-on-one conversation with our Larry Spruill, who joins us live with more on what they talked about. Larry.
Yeah, Devin and Kimberly, as we know, days away from the election, and both camps, both Biden and Trump campaigns, are pulling out all of their resources. Today, Lizzo spoke about the election, encouraging people to vote. Facing an energetic and invite-only of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as volunteers, famous music star Lizzo announced her support for the Democratic candidates just weeks away from the election.
I don't have to tell you guys that this is the most important election of our lifetime. Our lifetime. Michigan is going to be so crucial, and how Michigan votes is going to be so crucial.
Lizzo, a Detroit native, stopped through her stomping grounds Friday afternoon at the Focus Hope headquarters on Detroit's west side. I talked to Lizzo one-on-one. Her message is simple.
I mean, it's our civic duty, and we have seen this year how much our voice actually matters when we bring it together. I love the unity when we're talking about social injustice, and I love how we've come together on so many issues this year. Voting is by far the most important one, so we have to take our protests to the ballot box.
Early voting has started in most states, including Michigan. She echoed loud and clear the importance of casting your vote now.
Michigan is possibly the most important state in this election. If you're sitting at home and you're undecided, or if you don't know what to do your research. You still have time. The election is coming up. You have time to do your research, get registered to vote, and go out and make a difference.
And as Lizzo mentioned, early voting is now underway. You have multiple ways to cast your ballot. The election is November 3rd. We are live on the Detroit's West Side tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Yeah, all right, Larry, we appreciate it.
All right, still ahead here at 6, a man seen handing out campaign flyers door to door is accused of stealing something that couldn't possibly be worth the trouble he's now in.
Plus, we've got an update on 2 COVID vaccine trials that just reached a key stage in the process.